In 2022, when the whole world's attention was focused on the Russia-Ukraine war, another country in the eastern corner of Asia was busy creating very dangerous weapons. Weapons were unheard of before. This small country, located right next to China, is North Korea. In 2022, North Korea tested 90 ballistic missiles, out of which 8 were intercontinental missiles. This means that their range was so extensive that they could hit targets from one continent to another. Then on March 24, 2022, North Korea fired an intercontinental missile that went 6,000 kilometers above our atmosphere and then came back down, landing in the Sea of Japan, very close to the Japanese island of Hokkaido. This is a total distance of about 12,000 kilometers. No other Asian country has missiles with such a long range. After this missile experiment, there was a great uproar in America. Now geographically, if we look at America, it is very far from the rest of the world with oceans on both sides. If we observe from the western and African side, there is the 5,000 kilometers wide Atlantic Ocean in between. And if we look from the eastern side, there is this 10,000 kilometers wide Pacific Ocean. Now being so far from the rest of the world has been very beneficial for America. And this is the reason why no one has ever directly attacked the United States in any world war. Only Japanese Air Force was able to reach the American Pacific Fleet when they attacked Pearl Harbor. Now the impact of these missile experiments was so significant that the very next day, the American and South Korean Air Forces conducted a joint patrol from Korea to Japan. These intercontinental missiles mean that the entire USA is now within North Korea's target range. However, this is just one small reason why attacking North Korea is so difficult. In today's video, we are going to share with you facts that will make you realize that conquering North Korea is not just difficult, but almost impossible. In 2022, North Korea didn't just test intercontinental missiles, but on October 4th, North Korea also tested a short-range ballistic missile that flew over Japan and landed 4,600 kilometers away in the Pacific Ocean. This short-range ballistic missile meant that North Korea can now easily target American military bases in Japan, South Korea, and Guam. And on top of this, North Korea is also working on tactical nuclear missiles. Tactical nuclear missiles are very different from normal nuclear missiles. First, their size is very small and they can hit targets at a short range. Secondly, they do not require a submarine or a special jet to launch. They can be easily launched from a normal missile vehicle. Thirdly, unlike a normal nuclear bomb, which requires the approval of the president or prime minister, a tactical nuclear missile only requires the approval of a commander, and this is because while normal nuclear bombs can destroy entire cities, tactical nuclear weapons are designed to target specific things like an enemy base or a whole battalion. North Korea knows very well that if it goes to war with South Korea and America and fires an intercontinental nuclear missile at America, American submarines will retaliate with 3 to 4 nuclear missiles and wipe out all of North Korea. On the other hand, if North Korea fights a war with just tanks, artillery, and jets, America will win the war in literally a few weeks because America has about 30,000 soldiers in South Korea, 50,000 soldiers in Japan, and 22,000 soldiers in Guam. Additionally, America's largest naval base is in Hawaii, where at least 2,000 military jets are always ready. So North Korea is very well aware that without nuclear weapons, it cannot fight America at all. But with nuclear missiles, the danger is that American submarines might target North Korea in retaliation. That is why North Korea is now developing tactical nuclear missiles so that in case of a war, it can easily target American military bases in Japan, South Korea, and Hawaii, and thus neutralize the entire American army, because in this entire area, America has no other military bases apart from these islands. But in this whole scenario, another big problem is that even a small mistake can cause great damage. Just 50 kilometers from North Korea is Seoul, the capital of South Korea and the 16th largest city in the world, where 50% of South Korea's population lives. Any misfire from North Korea could cause deaths of millions of people. That is why America is making great efforts to stop North Korea from working on nuclear weapons. But it is clear that convincing North Korea on this is not an easy task. If America tries to put pressure on North Korea through the military, no one knows how North Korea will react because of the unpredictable personality of North Korean President Kim Jong-un. Who knows if he is providing provoked too much, he resorts to doing this something very stupid. So now the option left for USA is to impose more economic sanctions on North Korea. But this option might also not be successful, and the reason for that is China. China is North Korea's largest trading partner. 90% of North Korea's international trade is with China, and it's through this trade that North Korea's entire economy flourishes. China and North Korea are official allies, and they have a military defense treaty, according to which if any other country attacks either of them, they will defend each other together. Now the question arises, why is China so friendly with North Korea, a country that the whole world has cut off? The answer lies in China's geographic complications. As we have mentioned in many videos before, China has only one route to connect with the rest of the world, but along this entire route, there are small islands like Taiwan, Japan, South Korea, Ryukyu Islands, and the Philippines. All these islands are allies of America, and at America's command they can block China's trade routes. Now, America's biggest enemy in Asia is China, and the largest American military base in Asia is in South Korea, where there are about 30,000 American soldiers. Therefore, for China, North Korea is a buffer state between it and the American soldiers. That is why China wants to maintain a relationship with North Korea at all costs, because if, let's say, America and South Korea jointly attack and capture North Korea, then China will be completely isolated, as it will be surrounded by American-influenced islands, and consequently, China's survival will be significantly threatened. Another difficulty for China is that if North Korea loses this war, it will face a refugee crisis, as millions of Koreans will cross the border into China, which will undoubtedly be a huge burden on China's economy. And this is why North Korea is currently a necessity for China. So far, there are two things that make North Korea undefeatable. One is its powerful missile technology, and the other is China's support. Another factor that is going to make North Korea even stronger compared to South Korea is its increasing population. If we look at South Korea's current population, it is almost double that of North Korea, but in the future, this gap is going to narrow because of South Korea's low birth rate. In South Korea, the birth rate is 1.1, while in North Korea, the birth rate is almost 2, which is twice that of South Korea. Now look at this population pyramid where North Korea is on the left and South Korea is on the right. It is clearly visible that although South Korea's total population is higher than North Korea's, the young population in both countries is almost the same. This clearly means that with a double birth rate, North Korea will have a population equal to South Korea's in the next 20 to 30 years. And this will mean more army, more manpower, and consequently more power. These are the reasons why North Korea has become a headache for America with no solution in sight. The speed at which North Korea is working on nuclear weapons suggests that it will soon present very dangerous surprises, and no deal can currently convince it to stop working on nuclear weapons, because North Korea has seen what happened to the countries that stopped their nuclear programs at America's request. Iraq, Libya, and now Ukraine are examples for everyone. These three countries stopped their nuclear programs at America's request, and the result is in front of us. In fact, in February 2022, a survey was conducted in South Korea where 71% of South Koreans said that their country should have nuclear weapons, even if it means breaking the Nuclear Non-Proliferation Treaty. This clearly means that all countries now understand the importance of having nuclear weapons to assert dominance over their enemies. Personally, I am very much against nuclear weapons. I cannot understand why we are trying to find ways to destroy other human beings like ourselves with such amazing technology, such amazing low-carbon energy that could solve our energy shortage problem. Billions of dollars are spent on nuclear weapons. For what? Just to assert dominance over the other, even if it means that your own people continue to die from poverty and hunger. Anyway, America will sooner or later take some action against North Korea's growing power. How China and North Korea will respond to that action, that is something to watch out for. We request you again to follow this account. It may be a small thing for you, but for us, it is a big motivation. These are all the sources we consulted for this video. If you have any suggestions, please let us know in the comments below. See you in the next video.